Guys, so my cousin came for us and took us to Milsborough Avenue where my father lived with my aunt. And, you know, I have some mixed feelings about Milsborough Avenue. I remember him he showed us a room, me and my brother, and he also showed me, most of all, I know what I remember, him showed me a 5-gallon kerosene tin full of money. And full of money, 5 gallon, because my father was a buy and sell. By this time, him did stop run the bar and the beef shop, right? And my auntie and himself was doing them business, right? But remember say the pan full of money. I say, Claudia, if you want lunch money, bus fare, anything, book anything. So I had that pan of money. I never needed to go to him for anything. So that was my bank, put it that way. Now remember, I went up there in second form. So I was about 12, 13, going on 13 at the time. So you could say I had my own bank, guys. Yes, so that's where, no, I mean, my mother had a little change, I used to handle it too or whatever, but no, this was a real bank, may I tell you no? So I was the one who had to take out that money, do what I needed to do, and so on, right? If my auntie and them buy and sell, them could have sold too, so them sold sheet set, them also the dry goods. I knew about the dry goods people like FS, you have FSM down at town, we sell fabric and those things. And LP Azar, that also sold fabric and all the other things that them sell now. They sold curtains, sheet sets, all of those things. So my auntie and my father used to go there and they would buy, and then they would go and sell back in the markets. So they would sell Spanish Town Road. They would also sell at Falmouth Market and Salve Market. That's where they would sell. I remember one of the time I was downtown and my auntie used to wear with a bangle on her hand. I tell you, the lady loved bangles, gold. And she gave me a pair of gold bangles. I know one boy and I grabbed the bangle down at town. Jesus, but I would run to her, I ball about my bangle and I tell you that the bangles come back friend. So, them is well connected down at town, right? Now, I used to go to the market with them some of the times too. And my father would give me a belt and, all kind of little things to sell. And I would walk through the market and sell it. I remember, I used to, like, if the belt was $10, Claudia was selling it for $15. So me I hold my change too, right? So it really made me hang money. You understand? And then remember, so I did bright too, so I know money, I know for make change. Because I learn all of that from the bar, from the bar days. Then them get a bus now. I remember on Broadway, there was a place, a factory down at town. And it was a factory. I used to just import the stuff, but it got burned down in Broadway. And them go down there on Broadway, I sell all the things them in a bungle. So what Broadway do now, Broadway bungle up the thing in a sheet. So when them go down, them could have buy a bungle, say you buy a bungle this $100, a bungle whatever. But when them come home and open the bungle, you still have some good sheet and good towel and things in it. So we used to wash them out, fabrics after them back and put them back in the clear plastic bag them and go to the market and sell them. So you have sheet set, nice towels, that kind of a thing. On Broadway breakdown. So we know they make a killing this, so they make a bag of money after that. Also remember when I was living up, brother and I played badminton. We had a badminton. My mother was the one who had sent that for us. And I also remember my mother had sent me a lawn tennis racket as well. So she had sent the badminton set for us. And we used to play badminton. But you know what else I remember? My father did have some pig on the people in Bosil and Milsborough. So when everybody had horses and big Alsatian dog and Doberman pigeon, my father have some pig. One day the pig them get out of the pen, people. Never forget it. Pig them get out of the pen and you want to see where run down them pig. Yeah. But yes, I remember that. No, my father was driving all that time, but he never one day took us to school or picked us up or anything like that. Guess he was busy with more or less had to manage ourselves. I also remember the walks up and down Milsborough Avenue. Yes, I was a child who was very aware of what was going on around me. Walking up and down Milsborough Avenue every day, I could tell you the color of all the houses. You know, I remember we had the Cuban embassy on that road, and I would stop and exchange some of the little Spanish that I was learning at Olmas at the time with the guards and so who were there. And the Cubans, them used to throw some party, you know, people. So this was probably like 80, 81, 80, 81 could have been, yes. And my cousin used to go hang out and we get food or whatever. So I remember walking up and down Milsborough, dodging these Doberman pincher dogs and these Alsatian dogs because the people drive out, leave the remote gate open, you understand, and gone. And these dogs come out. And we had to wait until somebody would come and run them in back and them, you know, brave and pass. Because, you know, the helpers or the guarders and so would eventually realize that these dogs were there. And incidentally, we were the only black children walking up and down that road every day. Nobody would give us any drive because this was in the 70s when everybody did runway and bolt because of the political turmoil at the time. They thought we were going to go communism. So them bolt and of course them give it house them for little or nothing. That's never to return, you guys. But I remember that. I also remember my father used to come home drunk. So I guess by now he had some money, right? His favorite drink was white rum and milk. And he would come home drunk. And he would be vomiting up the place. And my auntie would quarrel and she would quarrel. And he was also a gambler. So, going and selling in the market and all of that. And then when he came home, he was going to road to drink. And he was gambling. Now, when I was there, I was under any strict parenting, so I could basically come and go as I feel, you know. I remember some nights my teeth out, my God, my friend them down the road. Friend them, people them have car, you know. And them drive it out one night, the car tire all puncture, we had to push the car all the way back to the house, to their house. And then walk back to my house, and then them walk back and feed them house. We had some, it was a exciting but not so exciting for me because guess what, where I had the freedom and I was walking up and down, could go to school and all of that, school was not for me. I was failing my grades, my hair fall off of my head, I missed my mother, so most of the time I think I was in a depression, if that's what you call it. Teachers were asking, where's your mother, because they were used to my mother from first form, principal especially. And, you know, I didn't tell her that my mother had left. Kept asking, you know, but I couldn't tell her that my mother wasn't there. And, of course, you know, I said my mother busy man, she at work, and we go through that second farm, third farm, even up to fourth farm. But that's what happened. Then, by the time I reached fourth farm now, I had another cousin who came to live with us, a girl. So she and I used to go out on a Saturday. You know, we'd go down the road to Barbican and buy a little thing. Sometimes when I'm downtown too. But she had a boyfriend. Now, this boyfriend was a dreadlocks boyfriend. That never got on too well with my auntie and my father. None at all. So, of course, no, I didn't even have a boyfriend. I mean, I was about 15. She was maybe a year older than me. Yet, them threw us out. So, my father, more or less, never defend me in any way. He said, leave. Leave. So I had to pack up my little things that I had. And I walked down the road. And I said to myself, you know, I'm not going to come back. Not even for a sweetie. I remember thinking that this was it. I also remembered being relieved. Strangely enough. I know I was relieved because even though this was a better neighborhood, you were sleeping in comfortable bed and you would never short of food or money or anything. Because remember I tell you I have a whole kerosene tin of money at my disposal. It just wasn't the same as I was living with my mother in Jonestown. I wasn't happy. It was kind of a burden walking down the road and coming back up that hill in the days and just coming home to an emptiness that wasn't there. You know, and some parts of it too painful. You don't want to remember because you want to push it at the back of your mind because of other experiences that were so painful for you. So in my headspace, I was relieved. Walked down the hill, came and catch with my cousin and her boyfriend for a while. And I remember it was the same year that Lady Diana got married. Because I remember watching the television with them and she was so pretty. Never forget it, in her white dress. She was very, very pretty. And I said, yes, that girl have everything and I want to be like her. So when I left that day, I knew I wasn't going back. And I also knew that that was the last day I would ever talk to my father voluntarily. Because when the furrow started and he was telling us to leave and all of that, and I'm to leave and whatever, he said some things about my mother that I didn't like. And in that moment, my spirit changed. Even if I did feel something for him at that point, in that moment when he said it, everything just died right there. So I knew I wasn't coming back. I would have preferred to have been with my mother in Jonestown eating one slice of bread, to be honest with you. That's what I would have preferred. To be with her and my brother eating one slice of bread than living in that house. So for years I didn't speak to him. Years upon years. I had Tonya, I had Rachel, and I did not speak to him.